According to my BMI, I am almost clinically obese. Hey y'all, it's your boy John Atala. And as I continue to gain more weight, my BMI is becoming more and more skewed. And I do see many questions on the internet asking if BMI is even a good measurement for health for a common person. So why am I actively becoming more clinically obese? BMI, the body mass index, is a measure of body fat based on height and weight with this formula I'll just put on screen here. It's often used to assess if you are at a healthy weight for your body size. Now, BMI is actually an often accurate tool for average people to assess if they are at a healthy weight, but it does have many shortcomings. And I will argue there are better tools to assess if you're at a healthy weight, which I'll go over in this video as well. BMI often fails for people with higher amounts of muscle mass, and generally shorter people and tall people. To start with the first group, people who have higher amounts of muscle mass, like myself, BMI is often inaccurate because, just matter of fact, muscle weighs more than fat, which leads you to a higher BMI despite not having extra fat on your body. Let's look at myself, for example. I would say I am healthy, I have a six-pack in the sunlight, but according to the scale, I'm considered overweight, right on the edge of clinically obese according to my BMI, since I'm 5'7", and I'm really close to 190 pounds right now. Since my body is covered in more muscle mass, this raises my BMI score, which leads to skewed results. Secondly, those who are short or very tall, and I'm not talking about manlet short like me, like 5'7", I'm talking about like short people often have more skewed results, making short people think they are skinnier than they actually are, and taller people thinking they are fatter than they actually are. The BMI chart was invented in the 1830s, and people were definitely shorter back then, so it's most likely time for an update on this chart with new height averages in the world since people are growing taller. I think the reason BMI is still around is because it's a very easy tool to use, and it's pretty good for most people. No work on your part besides weighing yourself and knowing your height and then typing it in on a random calculator on Google. But if you do want a better measurement of your health, in my opinion, an easy at-home measurement is to use the waist to hip ratio. You basically get a measuring tape, stand up and breathe out, but you're not sucking in your belly, just breathe out and relax, and measure at your smallest part of your waist. This is typically a little bit above your belly button. So take this is your waist circumference. Then measure around the largest part of your hips, so basically the biggest part around your butt, and then this will be your hip circumference. Then divide your waist circumference by your hip circumference, and then see where your number is on this chart I'll put up here. Now the question is this also accurate with, big booty girls in the gym getting really crazy gains, which might also skew results? Personally, I don't know, but this isn't my preferred method either. Did I mention we live in the 21st century? Many scales like this one I have a video on will measure your body fat composition with a fair amount of accuracy. While it's definitely not 100%, I can confirm that with a bod pod test in this video I'll put up here, it is accurate enough to track progress and checking in on your weight loss or weight gain goals. I will also leave an affiliate link in the description for it. Now with this, you don't have to physically measure yourself, you just stand on the scale and use the app and work towards a realistic goal for yourself for your body fat percentages. So what do I recommend for BMI, waist circumference, or the scale? I honestly just recommend the scale and spend $30 to make it easier on yourself. Checking your body fat percentage is definitely a more accurate way of tracking your health as compared to weight, which fluctuates every day. Your BMI, which might not be accurate if you're short, tall, or super muscular, or even the waist to hip ratio. So as my BMI gets closer to clinically obese, it's pretty funny, honestly. It's kind of funny to break this scale. Let's say becoming clinically obese with a BMI with a healthy body fat percentage for men, let's say from like 12 to 20% in that range to account for outliers, could become a new natty standard. No natty would really look small, weighing the amount that is considered clinically obese by BMI with a healthy body fat percentage. I'm sure I'll be clinically obese soon with a couple more pounds of fat if I wanted to, and I could get there in a couple weeks, but I'm really only a couple pounds away, so I'm going to try to take the slow road till I hit this clinically obese milestone and just keep soaking up the gains as they come right now. So don't throw BMI completely out the window, but do understand it does have its limitations. Don't forget to subscribe down below and make sure to check out this video here where you can see how accurate this scale is compared to the bod pod test. Peace.